Excuse me?
Jonathan Woods, sorry.
Yeah.
Apologies.
So we now have Senator Ivana Bacik.
Thank you, Chairperson. Comrades and friends, I'm delighted to stand here to support this motion as amended, and I would like to commend the Trinity branch and the Rathmines branch in Dublin South East for putting this motion before us and for allowing us the time at this conference to debate this important issue 20 years after the X case in 1992. And 20 years on, as the other speakers have said, there has been inexcusable inaction by a series of governments, inaction in addressing the very fundamental issue raised in the X case, the issue that where a woman's life is endangered by the continuance of her pregnancy, she should be entitled to have an abortion in this country. And that is in line with our Constitution, it's in line with the Medical Council guidelines, and yet we still have not seen legislation to clarify the circumstances in which that termination can be carried out. So I think this motion is hugely important. As amended, it restates existing Labour pro-choice policy, but it also acknowledges, as Angelina has said, the changes that have occurred since we last had a debate on this issue at this conference some years ago. It acknowledges the judgment of the European Court of Human Rights against Ireland in the ABC case, which established that we are breaching the human rights of women and girls in this country by our failure to legislate. And it also acknowledges that the government has set up an expert group to report on the implications of the ABC judgment, and that expert group is due to report in June. I very much hope and anticipate that we will see swift action following the report of the expert group, that we will see legislation to implement the X case decision and to ensure that clear criteria are set down for doctors as to when pregnancies may be terminated in order to ensure protection of a woman's right to life. But I think we also need to see, following that report, further action taken by this government to ensure that Labour's position, Labour's pro-choice position, is adhered to ensure that women are no longer forced to travel in their thousands every year, as you have heard. And I think we finally have to acknowledge that public opinion on this issue has moved on, that there is widespread support now for legislation in line with the X case, and that 20 years on we can no longer delay or have any further inaction once the expert group have reported. So I commend this motion as amended. Thank you.